today. It's Madden NFL football. It's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Tigers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Tigers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. First carry here for Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, Jones. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, Jones. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
Jones' pass intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. There you go. Got him again. Got him again. Ready. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Off play action. McGee. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st down, it's Lambert, and he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try the left side. It's Lambert, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. And each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when the blitz coming and down he goes?
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now.
And he's going to go down again.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Jones now throwing on 3rd and long. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Over 1st and 10.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jones. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. The 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. Jay Sternberger, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed, because let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Off the play fake. McGee rolling to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. Off play action. McGee. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. Doing it again with his third touchdown here in the opening quarter. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
The offense will line up for a
first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
their own 25-yard line.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 18 carries, 91 yards. On 2nd and 9. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes.
In a perfect world, they'd run the ball the same way they did last week, but against the #1 rush defense in the league, they're going to have to find a different way to move the ball. Maybe they start throwing it.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Out to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. On the move to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A huge play there for Chicago. 59 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jones
pass.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports.
30. Jaguars 7.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. Past the 20.
The pass. Fumble on the play.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement and then when they realize it?
Now the pressure gets there and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Credit the sack to Leighton Vander Esch. Steps away. He's going to take off with it. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
That momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th down.
It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 93 yards. And the Jaguars get a score closer. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, punt the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And his guy, oh, and now they're going to fake it. Nice job of polishing off that. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
3-yard line.
23 yards, the final tally. They'll try to run this one in. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. The running play does not work from the 5 on 4th and goal. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Ball carrier.
Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd.
On the run, it's Robinson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the 2nd quarter.
And a lot of that is pride because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
He probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. The Vikings opening their lead up to 2 touchdowns now. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Now a 1st down throw complete downfield. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A huge play there for Chicago. 55 yards. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Well, the big play prior to this one got him down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last 2 plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts him in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A first throw for the backup Wilson. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Complete to number 82.
How about the first half he's putting together? Well over 100 yards already with that last catch. And to me, they'd be well served to keep looking his way. A number of big plays already in this one.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Play action. It's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game. Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the 2nd quarter. Rolling to his left. This is caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And this offense is running away with this one. And, partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before. Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah, a couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for a trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose a number.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An excellent gain, 35 yards. They'll try to run this one in. He can't get him down. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1.
Stop short of the goal line. A pickup of 2.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lambert. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. With another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on. And his kick is right through. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson making the catch is Sternberger. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, Wilson able to complete this to Chenault. 30, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. Laviska Chenault, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
59, check, 59. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Off the play fake. McGee. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 72 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lambert, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
He's fighting, but they're not going to let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
And all the way up to the 47-yard line. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Jacksonville.
51. I got it. 51 to Mike, boy. 51.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Connection made with Chenault. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down.
7-yard line.
Man, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Johnson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
To number 82.
A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability.
Daniel
Carlson now to add the extra point. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jackson. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time, but you didn't hold us the whole time. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And it appears the offense is going to try this again. They've yet to convert the first 3 times on 4th down, but they're going once more. Out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
At the 40-yard line.
Off-play action. McGee. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards. They'll run on 1st down. It's Lambert. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
It's a gain of 6.
So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Chase Young, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here?
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season, as his guys continue to pour it on. The extra point up and good, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard.
The Jaguars back with it on offense. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The Jaguars on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
6 yards.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Take over. First down.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. On 1st down, Lambert. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lambert. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 3.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards there on 3rd down as they pick up a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Tackle made at the 24-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Fowler. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll try the left side. It's Lambert, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Lambert, and he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try to run this one in, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call...
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To try again after the sack. Wilson, and he's going to go down again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Third and long, it's Wilson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here's Jones on the return. 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. They'll run on 1st down. It's Lambert. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment.